what I'm going to talk about today is it's going to scratch the surface barely of what is there. And I'm sure I will revisit this at some point in the future. Today's topic is boredom. We're just going to sit here for the next 15 minutes and be bored together because it's important. So let's do that. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Although I actually had the thought that it might be an interesting, I would be interested in seeing how the video did of let's just be bored together for 15 minutes. And I just sit there. I first found this article on Psychology Today. She has just some really interesting ideas. Probably the most interesting one to me was this idea of default mode network. When you are doing something that doesn't require focused attention, for instance, you're taking a shower or a bath, or you're driving to work along the path that you've taken 100 times before, that your brain isn't, or you're just laying there doing nothing, that your brain is not doing nothing. When you're in this default mode network way of thinking, you're not just making connections with your conscious mind, you're also making connections with your subconscious mind. And it's in this default mode network state where you start to connect disparate ideas and truly solve deep and complex problems. I heard it said once that when Steve Jobs created the first iPhone, its effect on the world was revolutionary, but the technology itself was evolutionary. He took a disparate set of existing technologies and combined them in a way that, up until that point, nobody had really thought to combine them. It is very rare for anybody today to come up with a truly original, not connected idea. Most everything that we create is built on our ability to take existing ideas and combine them and associate them in new and interesting ways. And that happens when we're bored, when we're in this default mode, when our brains are allowed to explore and to wander. So if you think about this, the place that we do our best creative thinking, the connecting of different ideas to come up with a new take on them, it happens in this mental state that for the vast majority of us, we spend almost zero time in. And not only that, we actively go out of our way to avoid it. And if this understanding that we have about the world around us is constantly spoon-fed to us, all we're doing is walking paths that somebody else has set in place for us. We are perpetual consumers and just, not to be overly morose, but cogs in a machine. We don't understand anything that hasn't been pre-digested and fed to us through a screen. How does today's youngest generation solve the problems of tomorrow if they spend all of their time actively avoiding the mental state where they can best use their brain to come up with solutions to those problems? There are many, many, many reasons why you should take this thing, delete just about everything from it, and only pick it up a few minutes every day at most. But this has got to be in the top 3. It has to be. Because all these bids for our attention means we are actively avoiding the mental state where we can best understand the world around us and best understand ourselves. So here's the challenge for you guys. I want you to practice being bored. As weird as that sounds. I'm going to try it. I'll let you know how it works out. But right now, boredom is extremely uncomfortable because we're not used to it. We spend all of our time actively trying to avoid it. And in order to get good at something, you have to practice it. You're very good at practicing distraction. I know I have. Ben, we have to get back to that state that our brains are most creative in, where we tell the rest of the world around us, you know what? I need to sit here and be alone with my thoughts for a time. And everything you think you need to connect with me for can wait. Go. Be bored. You never know what you'll discover about yourself and the world around you in the process.